And we are live tonight from the Outer Rim in what is another gorgeous night here at Urza's Holotable Hall. How are you guys doing? And yes, we are back tonight with two new character reveals. They're both hitting the holotables very soon. And you better believe with these two, our Darth Revan and Darth Malak radar is registering off the charts right here, right now. And let me just say, Dark Basti, damn girl, you are looking good. You got that smoky eye shadow cutting right through your boy Urz, straight to the heart of the heartthrob of the Outer Rim, baby. CG, art team, you guys nailed it. That in-game character model looks amazing. The PNG, amazing. So let's get right to it, Hall. We've got a lot to dive into here. The kit reveals, the meta implications. I've got the red neon. We're talking dark side tonight after the break. Let's hit it. Before we get started here, team, just a gentle reminder to hit that like and subscribe button down below, or consider showing your support via my Patreon. If you enjoy my content and want to keep the neon lit over at Urza's Holotable Hall, do hit that like and subscribe. Also, a quick note here, the test account remains unavailable, so please understand I wasn't able to test either one of these kits myself, and the footage was provided by Capital Games, so specifics around modding across both teams remains undefined. So with that being said, we've got Bastila Shan Fallen here. It's Dark Side Basti, the alignment is dark, category is Sith, Old Republic, and Support. Strong Sith support who inflicts a large number of debuffs including Shock, Stun, and Corrupted Battle Meditation. The basic, called Sith Assault. The final text reads, deal special damage to target enemy and inflict ability block for 1 turn. This attack deals 10% more damage and has a plus 10% critical chance for each active Sith ally. So the basic here has got a pretty cool animation, but you'll notice you won't see a whole lot of it in the footage because she moves back and forth between the two specials quite a bit. The crits here were pretty reliable because you're obviously going to be running her with a full Sith complement. It was probably seeing around 11 to 12k in terms of damage, so not horrible. Her first special, called Wild Lightning, it's on a 2-turn cooldown. The final text reads, deals special damage to target enemy and shock them for 3 turns. If the target already had shock, deal bonus special damage to all other enemies. This bonus damage can't be countered. This attack can't be evaded. So the damage here wasn't overly impressive on the special, but shock is here and it's a great ability, and with the amount of buffs currently in the arena landscape, maybe there will be some arena relevance with this ability, and pairing it with other shock units like Palp and Dooku could be very interesting. Her second special, called Fear, is on a 3-turn cooldown. The final text reads, stun target enemy for 1 turn with an 80% chance to stun another random enemy. Can't be evaded. When each of these stuns expires, inflict offense down, defense down, evasion down, speed down, expose, and stagger for 2 turns. These effects can't be resisted. Now Fear, I think this is where she's going to shine. This is an awesome ability. She's got some decent potency as opposed to her light side version, which has terrible potency. So you can pretty much expect the 2 stuns here to land pretty regularly. And we've got the full suite of debuffs coming when either one of those stuns expires. And the debuffs will still come regardless if the stun is cleansed. So very cool, very strong. I don't know if the footage that we were given quite does this one justice. It's an ability that I really wish I could have tested myself. Next up, we've got her uniques. The first is called Corrupted Battle Meditation. The final text reads, at the start of Bastila's turn, all enemies lose 3% turn meter doubled against non-Jedi and non-Sith, and are inflicted with Corrupted Battle Meditation for 1 turn. Then, she recovers 1% protection for each debuff on all enemies. Corrupted Battle Meditation reads, negative 30% critical chance and negative 30% counter chance doubled against non-Jedi and non-Sith. So along with the stuns and stagger that I mentioned in the previous ability, Corrupted Battle Meditation is going to be the key in slowing things down even further and really amplifying the control aspects of her kit. Negative 30% counter chance and negative 30% critical chance will hopefully mute some big crits, possibly allowing you to survive the onslaughts of stuff like Rebels or Mr. Revan. Her second unique is called Seth Apprentice, and there is a Zeta on this one, and the final text reads, Bastila and the character in the leader slot have plus 50% defense and tenacity and gain foresight for 1 turn at the start of battle. If Bastila's leader is a Sith, whenever an enemy is inflicted with Death Mark, Marked, or Shock, they both gain 5% offense, stacking up to 100% for the rest of battle. This ability does not apply to characters in the ally slot. So the last unique here is a must, the Zeta. The added defense is super nice, especially with a lead as squishy as Palp. The offensive bonuses will allow you to play as control-oriented as possible because you know playing for the long game, you're going to see that damage amp up late in the fight. Also, let's not forget about the 2 bumps of foresight here. Always nice seeing that bonus to ensure you're not stunned right out of the gate before you go. Overall impressions here of Bastila Shan Fallen are pretty positive. Anytime you have a character that can reset turns in the form of stun and stagger with strong potency, you're going to be awarded chances to play around the AI. And for that reason, I think she's got a chance at being meta relevant. I'm hopeful she aids those who didn't get Revan in their climb, even at low stars. They didn't state whether or not she would be a marquee character, but either way, the original Basti was great at low stars, so I'm hopeful that is the case here as well. Alright team, we've got Canderous Ordo here. He is a dark side scoundrel Old Republic attacker. And a little note here says that he is a powerful attacker who can make short work of enemy tanks. His basic is called Interminable Assault, and the final text reads, deal physical damage and attack again. If the enemy had protection before this attack, Canderous attacks for a 3rd time and inflicts tenacity down for 2 turns. So as you can see in the test footage here, this is a pretty impressive basic, guys. I think outside of Greedo, this may be one of the only basics in the game that can triple tap. The damage is very impressive here, guys, very strong, with the potential of up to 60k that we're seeing in the test footage here. 60k on a basic seems sort of nuts, I'm just going to be quite honest, but that's very much in line with the current power level of the meta in 2018. One important thing to note here is that counterattacks might nullify him pretty quick. Again, we want to test with that when we get him in the test build if that ever comes back, but pretty impressive stuff here on basic. The next ability is his first special called Overwhelming Firepower. It's got a 3-turn cooldown. The final text reads, deal physical damage to all enemies and inflict offense down for 2 turns. This attack ignores defense. So nothing super flashy here, guys. It's an AoE, and it ignores defense and it provides offense down. So those are nice bonuses, but I kind of struggle with these sort of abilities in 2018, simply because the amount of foresight that's out there in the current arena landscape. I don't think it was CG's intent to make him arena viable, but given that he is a dot machine, it's a cool ability and it spreads his kind of dot love around, so yeah. Alright guys, let's move on to the uniques here. The first is called Mandalorian Veteran. The final text reads, at the start of battle, Canderous gains 10% Hellsteel and potency for each Old Republic and Scoundrel ally. Whenever Canderous deals damage to an enemy, he inflicts a damage over time effect for 2 turns. So the Hellsteel and the potency are going to be both pretty important for his kit overall. He's seeing a bonus for each Old Republic and Scoundrel ally. That's going to enable him to land those debuffs, land those damage over time effects, and also regen some health with that AoE, keeping him upright a bit longer, allowing him to do his thing. The next unique is called I Like a Challenge. The final text reads, Canderous deals 50% more damage with Interminable Assault and Overwhelming Firepower to enemies who are taunting, death marked, or marked. Whenever an enemy with a damage over time effect is damaged by an attack, Canderous gains 8% turn meter. When an enemy gains taunt or becomes death marked or marked, Canderous gains critical chance up and critical damage up for 2 turns. So the 50% more damage on his AoE and his basic for anything that's taunting, death marked, or marked. Pretty interesting they included death mark there. Obviously, Death Trooper's the only one with that ability. Marked is there though, so he'll obviously pair with Revan. They're both Old Republic. And then the bonus turn meter when anybody that has a damage over time effect is damaged by an attack. That's pretty all good stuff. And then he obviously has crit chance up and crit damage up. That's just going to make sure that he powers down these tanks and powers through them real quick. So the kit is pretty easy to understand. I like that it's pretty straightforward. He's just going to have a ton of potency. If you pair him with the right team, he's going to have Hellsteel. He'll be able to keep himself self-sustainable. And then he's just going to be putting dots everywhere. So you pair him with someone like a Vader lead or like a Boba Fett, get off some big executes, maybe even IG-88. Very cool stuff, very interesting mechanic. I think dot is damage over time effect is pretty underrepresented in the game. So I'd like to see something really cool synergized with that mechanic. So I'm interested. All right, guys, that about wraps us up. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and leave me a comment down below on what you think of these 2 new characters. Will they be arena relevant? Also, if you got an upcoming birthday or a game changer request, why don't you swing on by Urz's Holotable Hall Discord server and let me know. It's your ultimate social hub for Galaxy of Heroes. It's Dressed to Impress, and the Twi'leks always drink free. Stop on by, say hi, ladies are welcome. The synthwave is always cranked. The neon is always lit. And the holotables, baby, the holotables are hot. Red hot.